Okay, so this is a pretty straightforward training. We're going to talk about updating your media buyer tasking in ClickUp. As simple as this is, it's actually pretty important to keep track of and do properly. So I'm going to give you an example of a client here. It's a personal injury lawyer client. We'll pull this up. So with this client, we have our media buyer workflows here. So there's a parent task where the lead media buyer is managing this and taking care of doing an audit. They will audit your work on a weekly basis, and you will have some primary tasks that you're going to take care of, mostly rapid testing, creative testing, and monthly analytics. So many times with creative testing, you will come in and actually launch creative tests, and then you're going to leave a Loom report, a task report. Usually it's like 2 to 5 minutes or something like that, video. And you can see here, actually, the media buyer updated us 3 days ago that he launched his test. So what he needs to do, actually, I'm going to leave a comment here to remind him. This is why we have the recertification training. Is so even media buyers that do work for us, like yourself or whoever else that do a good job, you still have to be reminded of how to operate properly for the entire team, because you're not just doing media buying for this client working with me directly. You have to work with my team. And so it's important that you do the things around task management that's conducive to a team environment. I'm just going to say, remember to update your task due date when you complete tasks, and also leave a Loom report for tasks that is about 2 to 5 minutes each time for the account, etc. Okay, so I'm just going to remind him to do like what this training is about, basically. So he should have, I'll do it for him in this case. He should have come in when he launched his ABO ad set and moved his due date up to today. Usually when you launch new ad sets, you want to check on them either the next day or maybe 2 business days, or you want to do it the next business day, which would be Monday if it was Friday when he launched it. He needs to come in and make sure that it's working. Otherwise, like let's say he launched it today, he would actually shift his due date to tomorrow to make sure that the new ads are up. Because if there's an error, because sometimes you'll launch new ad sets, they don't publish because they run into an error that you don't see right away. That error might not show up for a few hours after you publish. Well, you don't want to run into that error on Friday when it's Monday today. That means there's a whole week without your ad set being published. Now you're a week behind on publishing, a whole week. So you simply need to change the due date to tomorrow, so you're reminded to come in and go ahead and all you're doing is opening the ad set. Like I'll just do it right now. Like you just open the ad account, right? And you would go to the creative testing. And here's one that launched on the 5th. This is the testing one, and it's active and it's running. So perfect. This is great. Okay. This is what we want. Got this rapid test running. Published. Very well. Okay. Let's see. So that's really all you're doing if you're just moving it up a day after publishing, as far as managing your due date. And you'll manage that in ClickUp in that task. It's very easy. Okay. And you'll see there's a dates. You're just moving the due date. Okay. You're moving the due date, not the start date. We never put a start date on a task. We just have due dates. We just have deadlines that we're tracking. And you just like leave a comment for yourself to just check on ad publishing, like in the comments there, so you would remember to do it, right? He'll just need to check on his ads. And okay, so that's one instance where you would manage your due date there and keep your status as task running if it's running, right? Don't leave it open. Open is like it's not being done. Like this one here, this rapid testing task, this needs to be running. Okay, this should be running. Also, so here's this quick Loom video. That's good. He's posting quick Loom video. As a media buyer, you're always posting your quick Loom video. Always tag the CSR though. Let him know. Be sure to always tag the CSR in charge of the account when you post. You always want to tag the CSR. When you post Loom video updates, or they will not see it. If you just post a Loom and say, here it is, they're never going to see it. You have to tag them as the media buyer so they know it's there. Okay, that's really important. Also, rapid testing happens twice a week for our clients minimum. This is set to, the due date on this is set to the 17th. This is a mismanagement of the task. So you might be shifting your due dates for testing purposes or launching tests. So we're going to change this. You're going to set your reoccurrence if it's not set right, because sometimes it isn't just from onboarding or whatever. That's the whole point of this training, is like you have to manage the scope of work. This is going to reoccur weekly. We'll say custom actually. We're going to say, since there's already a rapid test that just got launched, it used to be Tuesday and Thursday. So we're launching one on those 2 days. We'll save that. And we can't wait until next week because there's no rapid test launched for this week. We'd be way behind schedule. So we're going to set it there. Okay. And then save that. He's got to launch his rapid test tomorrow. Let's actually fix this. When you click on don't reoccur, that clears everything for the reoccurrence in ClickUp. So I'm going to open this up again, do reoccur, but custom. Tuesdays and Thursdays. There we go. Now it's going to reoccur twice a week. Set for tomorrow. Okay. Boom. So that's good to go. Okay. So you do have to check the reoccurrence of tasks. The monthly analytics reporting happens once a month at the beginning of the month. You have to do it on the 1st or the 2nd, something like that. So you have a whole month's worth of data to do the reporting on. So make sure you have that set to running. It should be running if you're managing it. Make sure that it's set to reoccur like on a monthly basis. For some reason, this one isn't, and it has a start date. So I'm going to delete the start date. I'm going to set it to run on the 1st because I want it to run on the 1st. Because then we'll have the whole month worth of data and set reoccurring to monthly. So you can see as you look at your task, you want to check your task due dates and reoccurrences, as well as, you know, these different, are they open, are they running, to make sure that the status of the task is set, the reoccurrence, and then the actual due date. Okay, so it looks like the creative testing is due today. So look at that. Monthly analytics reporting is due once a month. Then we have priorities. So we have these subtasks here that you're managing as a media buyer, and there's priorities. Your monthly analytics reporting is a normal priority. Unless you forgot to do it and it's behind schedule, you took it over from another media buyer, then you would set it as an urgent priority. If it's more than like 2 days behind schedule or a day behind schedule, up your priority. Okay, it's to like normal priority. This is a normal reporting task. Your rapid testing, this is a high priority because this is part of our scope of work with the client. Our scope of work says that we will publish rapid tests twice a week for the client. When you publish rapid tests, you should be rapid testing videos and graphic designs, multiple ad sets usually, like 1 or 2 ad sets usually, so that you're doing lots of testing. We're going to provide you with lots of media. The client's going to provide you with media, and you should be launching rapid tests twice a week. Okay? Creative testing is a high priority because we have to move winners from the rapid testing into the conversion campaign. The winners being winning primary text, winning headlines, winning videos, winning graphic designs. We take whatever wins and we move it into the conversion campaigns for more creative testing using dynamic ads. At least once a week. At least once a week, these need to be launched, right? This is a high priority because it's part of the scope of work that we do for the client. You might see other billing tasks within media buying that I am usually assigned to, or the lead CSR or somebody like that. You don't have to worry about those, but your task management, your priorities should be set, the due dates should be set, the reoccurrence for those due dates, and then the task statuses. And you should change these as you do the task. You know, in cases like where you got to check back on something, where you're just going to check back tomorrow, maybe open the ad account for just like less than 5 minutes. Maybe you're just checking to see if something's running good. Come back to the task, reset it, you know, your task to end on the next one, which would be like a Thursday or something. So you're actually never closing the task. Never change the status to closed. Okay. You actually don't close your tasks. You just keep them in what status they're in. Are they running? Do you need something reviewed? Like if you're getting something reviewed by the client with the CSR or something, you change it to review, where you're in review status because you left a comment, you're waiting. Keep it in running status, though, if you're doing it because you're running it. You're the one running it. All right? It's not in progress because you're already on it. Concept would be like it's an idea or something. We don't even do that. And we don't just keep it open unless it's in onboarding and it hasn't been launched by somebody yet. You are running tasks on operation, okay? Never close a task. You don't need to close the task on these ongoing operation tasks as a media buyer. You just change your due date. That's it, all right? Thanks.